Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's straight to the Boston, aka the King of Boston. Today, I'm back for sort of an update video. This is kind of actually like a discussion video. I want to get your guys' opinions on a couple things as we approach the date, although it's kind of an unknown date, but we approach the time, right around the time when the Operation Sports rosters for MLB 14, the show, will be released. Usually those come out about a month after game release. Right now, we are about 3 weeks in. I believe this upcoming Tuesday, will be the third or fourth week since the game has been released. I think third. So we are starting to approach that time where the rosters are going to come out soon, and with the rosters coming out, that does mean that I will be starting on my franchise soon. And quickly, I just want to address what this gameplay is. It's just some road to the show like pitcher that I play off camera occasionally for fun. And this was just the amateur showcase. I had the gameplay recorded. I figured it would be a good backdrop for this video, get some MLB gameplay in there. But nonetheless, so with my franchise that, last year I did the Marlins, and that was a big series on my channel, helped my channel grow a lot. It was really well liked and watched by a lot of my subscribers, so it's a pretty big series on my channel, and I'm planning on MLB 14, the show franchise mode, being another big series on my channel, so that's why I want your guys' opinions on a couple things. Now, last year, I set the Marlins out as a team that I knew I wanted to use. I knew that they would have been a fun challenge with a cheap budget, kind of a wacky stadium with some interesting uniforms. I liked some of the young players like Jose Fernandez, Giancarlo Stanton. I just kind of targeted them as a good team or a team that I thought would be fun to rebuild. This year I have not really targeted anyone as a team that I'm too interested in. And I have a couple teams that I like, or a couple teams that I guess I will present to you guys as options, but what I really want is your opinion on things, because when I am a little bit indecisive on things, I do like to go to the subscribers for input. So the teams that I've thought about, now first, whenever I do any series like this, the team that always comes to mind is my favorite team, and in this case it's the Boston Red Sox. Now, I am kind of against doing the Red Sox, although in my heart I really want to do them just because I know so much about the team. I know all these little artifacts about the team. I know everything about their farm. Not everything, but I know a lot about the farm system. I know the most over any other team. I know more about the Red Sox and the little details of it that would make a series good. I know more of those little things about the Red Sox than any other team in baseball, and that just comes from being a fan of the team, following them, year round or whatever, going to games and all that stuff. And I personally think I could actually make the best videos doing a team like the Red Sox. But obviously, they wouldn't be the typical rebuild right now, and I've pegged it in the preview podcast and on Twitter. I've pegged this year as kind of a transition year for the Sox. They have a lot of stopgap players like Grady Sizemore, AJ Pierzynski, who are going to be around for a short while, and then they have this really strong farm system that's coming up soon. And I think that their goal right now is to win 3 years from now, and not right now necessarily. And I think that was their plan last year too. I think they just kind of caught fire early, and I don't think anyone expected last year, anyone within the organization, anyone within the city, really. So, and so they've kind of been on this long-term plan that it's almost been a retooling process that actually ended up winning them a championship last season, but it's still in kind of that retooling process. And I guess I could kind of lead them into that next era of young stars with their great farm system with guys like Henry Owens and Blake Sweetheart and Garen Cicchini and all these young guys that Sox fans hear about all the time. So, I think for me personally, I would love to do that series, and if I don't do that series, it's probably something I'd play on my own. I think I could get the most invested doing a series like that. I just don't know if, one, that's going to be too much Boston, too much New England on my channel, just because I already do the Celtics, my jam, and the Patriots thing, and I think that as it is already a little bit too much Boston. I don't like kind of centralizing my target sort of like that, or my target audience necessarily. It's hard for someone who hates, a lot of things about Boston sports teams, which I've met those people before, I've talked to those people before, and, I know those people that exist around there, and it's hard for those people to watch the videos when they're, when I'm using teams that they really hate, and from cities that they really hate. So I kind of understand that, and I would understand why it's a little bit kind of too much Boston on my channel, and I get that. That's kind of why I'm a little bit against it. But at the same time, like I said, I just think I could get the most invested in it. And I really think I could, make the best videos that way. That's my personal opinion. I could be totally wrong on that front. But other teams that I thought about, this is really where it gets vague. There isn't a team that I've targeted, like I said, that I really want to do. A team that I thought about for a while is the Chicago White Sox. It's a team with a really weak farm system, and this is where it's going to kind of get to different options. The White Sox present a bad team with a bad farm system, but some decent young talent players like Avi Garcia, Matt Davidson, Jose Abreu, the new Cuban first baseman that they signed. They have some decent young talent, and I think that would be an interesting team to build off of that young talent, sell some of their old veteran pieces for cheap prospects, and then try to rebuild that way. That would be kind of a team with a bad team as it is in the bad farm system, which would be fun to build up, which is kind of like what we did with the Marlins last year. They did not have a very strong farm system. It was decent. They had some good young players that we inputted into our team once we got to World Series contention, like Jacob Turner, Jose Fernandez, and Christian Yelich, but you know, we still had a lot of pieces that we brought in on our own. Another route to go would be taking a bad team with a good farm system, like a team like the Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins. Teams that are bad but have, you know, really good young players. The Astros, guys like George Springer, Jonathan Singleton, or the Twins, really the top two guys on that organization are Byron Buxton and Miguel Sano. So we could take it over a team like that, you know, build off of the guys that are already there, which I think makes it a little bit more interesting, quite frankly. It's a little bit less of a challenge, but I think it is interesting to take those young pieces that are already established on that team, not really established, but are there within that organization, and build with those guys. That's something that whenever I do take over teams, like in the Celtics, my GM, for example, you've seen me keep guys like Avery Bradley and Jared Sullinger on the roster, because I think it's more interesting to build with the players that are already in the organization and that are young pieces that can be built for the future or used in the future. So I kind of like that side of it. And so, I mean, those are just a couple teams that I've thrown out there. I think I want to do an AL team, and I probably care more about this type of stuff than my viewers do, and you guys, obviously. But I kind of want to be an NL team, because last year I was an NL team and we faced NL competition year in and year out. And in a sport like baseball, you don't play the other league a lot of the time, so I haven't played in a lot of the AL, stadiums, and I didn't play a lot of the AL teams in the playoffs. We played the Reds a couple times in the playoffs, played the Padres once, and we didn't get a chance to kind of go against a lot of the AL teams and a lot of the AL stadiums, a lot of the AL uniforms, and that's probably something that, like I said, I care about more than other people. I guess that's because I'm the one who had to play all 4 or 5 seasons, or whatever I did. I think it was 5 seasons in the Marlins franchise. And that, like I said, it's something I care about, probably more than you guys do. But I think I want to do an AL team. My road to the show last year was an NL team as well, so I got a lot of NL baseball last season, and I think it'd be interesting to switch it up this year. So those 4 teams that I mentioned, like I said, the Red Sox, Astros, Twins, and White Sox, all AL teams. Other bad AL teams, kind of like the, I guess the Blue Jays aren't that bad this year. But they have some big contracts. It'd be interesting to see. You could go in a lot of different directions with a team like that. Other than that, the AL doesn't have too many, really bad teams. You kind of take some in-between teams, too. Teams like the Royals, the Brewers, who are kind of on the up and up, but are definitely a couple moves away from really being contenders, and try to make those moves, and then, take them into a World Series contention. That's kind of where I feel the Red Sox are right now, which is why I'm so intrigued by doing them. Just because they are kind of in the middle right now, I think, and I think they're, like I said, they're a little bit a ways away from another title run or whatever, but I gotta stop going back to them because people are gonna get annoyed if I keep doing that. But yeah, those are just some teams that I bring up, and I want to let you guys know. I'm not gonna make a poll code or anything, but just let me know in the comment section below, like, what teams you think you'd be interested in watching, and let me know why too. I don't like it. I guess I can't say I don't like it, but it's not very helpful when people just put a team down and don't really give me a reason, because anyone can do that, and it's not really going to sway my view of things, so to say, or my outlook on what team I should do. So it's helpful when people give me a reason, and I can maybe just think about that a little bit more. So if you guys have any reasons if you want me to do certain teams, definitely give me those reasons. And yeah, like I said, I'm not going to make a poll code, but I do want to get the general idea of what the viewers want to see. So that's pretty much going to do it. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So yeah, franchise coming soon, and I really just want to get your guys' input on what teams I should do. Like I said, the teams that I mentioned already, the Twins, Astros, White Sox, and Red Sox are teams that I definitely considered doing. Brewers too, maybe, kind of a middle team. But that's pretty much that. So thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, any other teams, let me know. Thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and just out. Peace.